Hello everyone, Abdul Rashid Jahaya here, esports entrepreneur, instructor, content creator, and philanthropist. And welcome back to Esports Academy, proudly sponsored by the Mid-Continent Public Library, Level Up Arena, and Unified. Today's lesson is, how do you teach video games? So how do you teach video games? The short answer is, you cannot and you should not. This course is not about teaching you how to play specific games. It's about showing you how to play any game with correct posture and behavior. I want to open up your eyes to video games and how they can help you achieve life goals, but also prepare you with different strategies so that you can be prepared for college as well as a professional level. We don't just teach you how to get great at a specific game, because no one individual could teach you how to do that. There are so many different competitive titles and so many different ways to play a game that no one individual could teach you everything that there is to learn about it. That's like asking a teacher to teach you history, English, woodworking, business, computers, and art. Since there are so many different types of gameplay, one instructor could cover one topic on esports for an entire semester and you still not completely understand. Esports is an industry that you continue to grow and you continue to evolve with the game. But today, we're going to show you a couple of videos that'll cover very important topics and how you can get the competitive edge in the games that you learn to love. But before we get into those lessons, I got to give you your homework for the day. Today's homework assignment is going to be, how do you want to improve in your favorite video game? So pull out your note card, open up Microsoft Word, open up a Google Doc, and write down how you want to improve in your favorite video game. And I'm going to show you how you can improve through 4 videos. The first video is going to be on the history of esports. The second is how you can prep for the game. The third is how you can apply those skills so you can get better. And the fourth is how competitive strategies can give you the competitive edge in the game that you've learned to love. So, once you get that homework assignment written down, I need you guys to go ahead and drop it in the chat for me so that we can discuss it at the end of class. But we're going to get to our first video. And this one is on the history of esports. So stay tuned.
Esports has been exploding in the last few years, with hundreds of millions of viewers around the world, 7-8-figure prize pools for individual events, and now is one more step forward for esports. Intel, with the support of the International Olympic Committee, is hosting IEM Pyeongchang, a StarCraft 2 event in the lead-up to the Olympic Winter Games Pyeongchang 2018. And as someone who spent his entire life playing, watching, loving, being obsessed with esports, I'm really excited for yet another opportunity for people who really don't know that much about esports, who've maybe never watched before, to be able to tune in. So what I wanted to do today was to talk a little bit about a brief history of esports and talk about how IEM Pyeongchang fits in. In the late 90s, it was surprisingly difficult for competitive players to connect. There were no well-established regular tournament scenes, there was no social media, no video platforms to watch stuff on, but there were amazing games. Counter-Strike, StarCraft, Quake, Street Fighter, these are the kind of games that, no matter how much you played them, there seemed to be infinitely more depth there. So players who'd been playing these games for years all around the world had this hunger, this yearning to be able to watch high-level competitive play. One of the early big moments in esports was the StarCraft boom in South Korea. In the late 90s, the government was providing financial incentives for broadband growth across the whole country, PC cafes, so when StarCraft 1 dropped, suddenly everyone was able to play very easily. In fact, over half the population of the entire country was playing StarCraft on a regular basis. This very quickly led to a robust competitive scene with tens of millions of dollars of sponsorship for teams, 6-figure salaries for players, household names like Slayer's Boxer, and almost 4 million viewers tuning in regularly to StarCraft broadcasts 6 days a week. It was one of the first times that it was proved definitively that people had a real hunger to watch games as esports for years. In the early and mid-2000s, things were changing elsewhere in the world too. In Europe, for instance, there were formerly events that would run just once a year, and there were starting to become events that would be running once a month, sometimes several times a month, and for different games too. Games like Warcraft 3 and Counter-Strike birthed heroes like Grubby, Forest, and Get Right. Increasingly, it was shown that South Korea wasn't a unique situation. For different games in different locations with different players, people still wanted to tune in and watch. In 2010, there were events running successfully all over the world, but there was a big issue holding back the whole industry: live video streaming. Believe it or not, up to 2010, you had to pay a ton of money to send out a live video broadcast, so much so that the #1 cost for many events was the live broadcast. That changed in 2010, however. Live streaming tech hit a point where you could broadcast from your home computer for free. A few months later, StarCraft II released, which turned into an esports sensation. And with the ease of broadcasting, there started to be tournaments running every single weekend. In 2011, one of the biggest moments in all of esports history happened when Twitch.tv released. It was a live streaming video platform focused on gaming. So all of these StarCraft tournaments and all of these events running from different gaming communities like the FPS or the fighting game community, they all had a centralized place to meet up, broadcast, and watch. Numbers started to soar, and as a result, teams started to be able to support players full-time with sponsorship revenue. From 2011 to 2017, esports numbers skyrocketed. League of Legends grew from hundreds of thousands of concurrent viewers for their World Championship to tens of millions. ESL One's Counter-Strike event broke 1 million concurrent viewers. Dota 2's International, over $20 million in prize pool for just that one event. And new games came out during this period too, like Rocket League and Smite, that were able to establish successful, sustainable, competitive scenes. All throughout the history of esports, people have been wondering if it was unique to a single game or if it was just a fluke or a trend that would die down, but by 2011, it was evident. People have an insatiable hunger to watch competitive gaming at the highest level. Today, esports is a billion-dollar industry. Given how challenging these games are, demanding hundreds of actions a minute and extremely precise clicking and decision-making, players are in team houses where they train 8 to 10 hours every day. Billion-dollar sports franchises are buying up esports teams to play in the League of Legends Championship Series or the Overwatch League. And given how much esports has grown, there's still so much more to go. There are people out there that don't even know what esports is. And this is why I'm excited for IEM Pyeongchang. It's in the lead-in to the Olympic Winter Games, so it's an opportunity for people who have never seen esports to see why esports is so awesome. So I hope you join me with the rest of the StarCraft community in tuning in to IEM Pyeongchang on February 5th to 7th. Thanks.
Huge crowd of people, and the energy and the excitement is like amazing, so I'm delighted to be here, and thank you so much for the support and all the good stuff, and keep cheering for your players.
Welcome back, everyone. So we wanted to start with the history of esports, because you can't move forward without knowing where we come from. So as you continue to write down your goals for your favorite video games, now we're going to go over how you prep, because just like traditional sports, you got to stretch before you get in the game. So we're going to go over 9 exercises that you can practice at home to give you better coordination as well as dexterity for your games. Whether you're playing on keyboard or mouse or controller, all of these will help you improve. So the next video is going to be how you can apply a video from Esports Healthcare on coordinating and dexterity programs. So stay tuned.
This is the Esports Healthcare Coordination and Dexterity Program. This was designed by our team of doctors and fitness specialists with assistance from a professional magician. There are 9 drills that will improve your finger speed, movement, and accuracy. You can watch all 9 straight through, or you can choose which one you want to watch by clicking the timestamps in the descriptions below. The first drill is a quarter roll. This is an exercise used by magicians to improve their finger dexterity. All you need for this is a quarter. You want to start with the quarter between the pad of your thumb and the first bone of your index finger. Pinch it in this position and then push your thumb upward to get the quarter on top of your index finger, and then use your middle finger to pinch it down into this position. From here, push your index finger upward to get the quarter on top of your middle finger and use your ring finger to pinch it down. Again, you'll push the quarter upward, now with the middle finger over the top of the ring finger, and then pinch it with your pinky finger. When you get to this position, use your thumb underneath to grab it and pull the quarter back to the starting position. In practice, the drill will look like this. Early on, do not worry about the speed. The speed will come with repetition. The next drill is the ring roll, another exercise used by magicians to improve the dexterity of their fingers. I recommend using a ring that has a little bit of thickness to it because a thinner ring is more challenging. Start with the ring pinched between the tips of your thumb and index finger. Roll it over your index finger and pinch it with your middle finger. Roll it over your middle finger and pinch it with your ring finger. And then roll it over your ring finger, pinch it with your pinky, and then roll it over your pinky. And then do the reverse, rolling it back onto your ring finger, pinching with your middle. Roll it onto your middle finger, pinch it with your index finger. Roll it onto your index finger, pinch it with your thumb, and then roll it off. In practice, the ring roll will look like this. Do not worry about the speed. Concentrate on the movement, and you will get faster as you practice. The next drill is a pen twirl, another exercise designed to improve the dexterity of your fingers. The starting position of the pen twirl is like this. Turn the pen over one finger at a time in these positions until you end up back in the starting position. So we'll go through this again one more time slowly. Now, in practice, the pen twirl will look like this. Don't worry about the speed. Worry about the completion of the movement first, and the speed will come with repetition. The next drill is the finger opposition patterns. This is similar to the warm-up earlier, but now we're going to do it for speed. The most basic pattern for the finger opposition is to go from pinky to index finger or from index finger to pinky. And you can go right through in order and go as quickly as you can while maintaining the accuracy of the movement. If you're not hitting each finger individually, then it's not useful. If you're comfortable with going right through the line, you can try alternating patterns. So for example, index finger, ring finger, middle finger, pinky, and doing that as quickly as you can. Or you can reverse it and go pinky, middle, ring, index, and go as quickly as you can. The next drill are finger abduction patterns. So this is similar to the warm-up, but now we're going to add more speed and also some patterns. The simplest moves for abduction are alternating opening and closing patterns. If that's too easy, you can try single finger and go in order, one at a time. You can also create any pattern that you'd like. Most importantly is doing these accurately and quickly. If you can't do them quickly and accurately, concentrate on the accuracy first and practice until the speed becomes more comfortable. The next drill is finger circles. This is another exercise found in the warm-up, but now we're going to be doing it for speed. Start with your fingertips together as if you were holding a ball. One finger at a time, separate the fingertip and roll them around each other without touching forward and backwards. Do this with each finger, a few times forward and a few times backward, trying to concentrate on the accuracy and the speed of the movement. If you cannot perform the movement with both speed and accuracy, concentrate only on the accuracy. The speed will come with practice. This next drill is single hand finger crossing, and this one addresses both dexterity and coordination. This drill is very simple. It involves crossing your fingers back and forth over one another, and you can do this with each of your fingers. Concentrate on the accuracy of the movement rather than the speed, and as you practice, you will get faster. This is the two-hand finger cross. For this move, start with your palms together and fingers separated. One finger at a time, cross your fingers back and forth, and then move down the line. Train for precise movement, and as you get better at it, you'll be able to go faster. This drill is the tabletop finger lift. Begin with your hand flat on the table. One at a time, lift a finger away from the table and place it down before lifting the next finger. Train for precision of movement, and as you get better, you will be able to go faster.
Welcome back, everyone. Now that we have a decent understanding of the history of esports, and we can know where we came from, so we have a good idea of where we're going, as well as we've gone over a couple lessons on how you can prep for esports, so we can make sure we're taking care of our mind as well as our body and honing our skills. We need to go over how you can apply those practices so that you can get better at your game. Now, there's a video provided by Aimlab, and their focus is helping you improve your aim in video games. These skills can be applied to many different games, because a lot of them are controlled by keyboard and mouse or by controllers. So whether you're playing a sports title, a fighting game title, a first-person shooter, instructional courses like this one from Aimlab that we're preparing to review will help you to improve your aim so you can get that competitive edge. So take a look back at your note one last time and review how you wanted to improve in your favorite game so that you can apply the lesson that you're learning in this Aimlab video to that game and get the competitive edge. So stay tuned. We're going to go through a video provided by Aimlab on how to improve your game.
Welcome to the Beginner's Guide to Aimlab. Aimlab is a free aim training solution on Steam, combining science with practice scenarios to help you improve your aiming ability, taking your game to the next level. One of the many great features of Aimlab is the after practice reporting system, which really shows what you're doing right and what you need to improve. We'll take another look at this during the video. So let's check it out. This is the main menu screen, which you'll be able to navigate to different parts of Aimlab. First, you'll be greeted with a screen to either play offline or log into an account, which I would recommend as this helps you keep your data and scores to see how you're progressing. After you've logged in, we'll get the settings right for you so it feels like you're training in the game you want to improve in. To do this, simply click the settings in the bottom right hand corner. First up, we have audio. As you would expect, this is where you can change the volumes of a few different things inside of Aimlab. This is including the master volume, the music volume, the hit sound, the gunshot. You can also select a custom hit sound from a drop-down list of preset ones from Aimlab, or you can upload your own. Just click import, select your file, and you're good to go. You get the idea. So let's move on and look at graphics options. This is where you can change settings like the resolution or aspect ratio. First up, we have the display mode, which I would recommend to leave in full screen exclusive, as this gives the lowest latency and best performance, but full screen windowed and windowed are available as an option as well. The screen resolution is normally default to what your monitor supports, and most likely you'll be playing at that native resolution in your games. I play at 1920 by 1080 at 240Hz, but you can change this by clicking the arrow and swapping to a different one. You can also do the same with aspect ratio if you prefer to play at 5:4, 21:9, or any of the other options in the drop-down list. Graphics quality allows you to change how nice things look when you're inside training. Limit max frames allows you to limit how many frames per second is output. If the option is ticked, a slider will appear below for you to change how many frames you want to limit. Finally, we've got some effects options that can be toggled on and off. This includes post-processing, muzzle flash, shell casing, bullet impact, player damage, and target destruction. I'll be going into more details on these on another video. Most likely, you're looking to practice for a specific game. Well, we've got you. In the controls options, Aimlab has settings for over 80 games you might be training for, and they're always regularly updated with new titles that have just launched. Simply click on the game of your choice, set your sensitivity along with anything else that you might customize, including field of view, and you're good to go. You'll also notice some games have the word series at the end. That's because there are multiple games within that game series, and Aimlab has custom options for each one of them. Let's move on. The crosshair option allows you to modify and customize your crosshair to your specific needs, or to match the games you play. You can change the size and the shape if you want to have a dot, the color of your crosshair, or if you're feeling really spicy, you can upload your own custom crosshair if you drop down the type option to upload at the top. Isn't this aim just breathtaking? Let's check out the game setting options. Here you can change the language of Aimlab with many different localizations. You can also toggle the visibility of the HUD, change the camera mode between first and third person, modify the weapon sway, enable or disable the recoil, and change the target color for your training. You're also able to change the cosmetic settings, including the player avatar model, the weapon view model, so that's if you want to hide or show the weapon during training, the view model appearance and perspective if you prefer to have the weapon on the left or on the right. Finally, we have the key bindings, which shows all the buttons you need to press for all the different actions inside Aimlab. You can customize these if you prefer to have them on a different button. We won't judge you if you have jump on number 7 or on control. You can also toggle different actions for some movements such as crouch, lean, and you can also toggle the zoom for scoping with snipers, which can be found under the mouse tab. I'm sure you're all keen to get actually into practicing your aim, so let's look at doing your first task. To get going, click the training tab at the top of the screen. At the top left, you'll see training data with colored dots. The brighter the color, the more you've been training daily. Don't worry if it looks a bit empty at the start, this will fill up the more you practice. To the right side, we have a drop down which shows suggested training tasks, which are recommended by Aimlab on tasks which will help improve your skills. You can also find your favorite tasks on the drop down as well. To favorite a task, simply just click the little heart on the task itself. Finally, we have the 4 buttons in the bottom left hand side. We have tasks, settings, which we've already done, playlist and custom, which we'll be covering later in the video. Let's go ahead and check out the tasks. Now you're at the juicy part of Aimlab. With enough practice, you can take on your dream of becoming an esports professional or just being the lead stomper in your group of friends. The tasks are broken down into categories including flicking, tracking, speed, precision, cognition, perception, sandbox AI, and sandbox misc. Each category has a purpose of helping you improve a particular skill, which we use daily in lots of different games. There are multiple different training tasks on the categories, so I would recommend playing through each and finding which task suits your needs the most. To play a task, simply select one from the list and click Play Task. Before you jump into training, you'll be asked which training map you'd like to play, along with selecting the weapon you want to train with. You can see the details of the weapons on the right hand side of the screen. Each task gives you a description of what to do during the training, so if you're unsure how to utilize a task properly, make sure to read these. You might notice that some of the training tasks have the same name in multiple categories. These tasks are similar but have small differences to train the skill of the selected category. Just for example, Spider Shot on the speed category will have target orbs at a set size, but the target adaptively stays up based on how well you're doing. So if you're shooting targets quickly, the shorter time you'll have to hit the next target. If the target disappears before you shoot it, you'll lose points. However, in the precision category, the target orb size will decrease the better you are performing, but if you miss a target, the orbs will adapt to help you improve your precision. And in the flicking category, you have Spider Shot Ultimate. This is the combination of both speed and precision, so the orbs will be spawning at different sizes, and also they're going to be adaptive to how long they're going to stay, so you need to be quick and you need to be accurate. So boom, you've completed a task and you want to see how well you've performed. After each task, you'll see an analytical feature which breaks down your performance to see where you did great and where you need to improve. The insights are particularly interesting because it shows you the strengths and the weaknesses of that particular run. Sometimes you'll have one on either side, sometimes you'll have none. But it gives you a good idea of what you need to improve on, which ultimately will make you better in the games that you play. The Advanced tab breaks down the performance even more so, showing graphs of your stability over the task along with your left and right accuracy and reaction time biases. If you want to improve quickly, it's best that you know where to start. I love the Visualizations tab. It gives you a representation of your screen and breaks it down into sections of your performance. For example, imagine this was your monitor. The different colored hexagons represent a percentage in performance for that area of the screen. Here you see a 90% accuracy, and this area you see less than 50%, which means there is work to do. Visualizations are broken down into accuracy and reaction time. The reaction time is shown in milliseconds based on locations of the screen. Finally, we have the leaderboard, which is other people who have completed the same task under the same circumstances, so you can see how your score compares to theirs. Use it as something to help you improve and keep trying to beat your score. Let's move on to the custom tab from the main menu. The custom tab on Aimlab holds a bunch of really awesome features. Since this is a beginner's guide to Aimlab, we won't run through these now to keep it less overwhelming, but we'll make another video detailing each of them. Basically, all you need to know is that the possibilities are endless inside Aimlab. Similar to the leaderboard section after you complete a task, the scores category from the main menu allows you to see the leaderboards of different tasks with variations including different modes, maps, and weapons. From here, you can set your own targets and climb the ranks on the leaderboard. The final tab we have is called Profile. There are two different categories split between skills and task data. Inside skills, you'll be able to access insights about your training. You'll be awarded a rating for each of the task categories, which will then show your rank you've achieved. To improve your rank, simply practice and become better at each of the categories. Let me just circle my rank. Yeah, not quite. The Insights tab will highlight your overall strengths or weaknesses, which keep reoccurring when you train. Don't get disheartened if you see weaknesses, these are highlighted to help you figure out how to improve. Consistent practice will turn your weaknesses into strengths. The Reports tab shows an overall dataset based on your lifetime performance from training. It has visual graphs on the skills over time drop down showing your performance journey. If you want to reflect on your improvements, this is one of the places to do so. Who doesn't love Achievos? The Achievements tab is what you can unlock during training in Aimlab. Pick one and set yourself a challenge. The last couple of tabs download and manage data for advanced users. Again, this is something we'll go through on another video. This brings us to the end of the beginner's guide, and you should be now ready and set to start training. We would highly recommend for you to join our Discord server and follow us on social media, including Twitter and Instagram, because we serve some of the highest quality memes and amazing pro plays. If you've got a clip you're proud of, make sure to share it with us. And good luck with your training.
Welcome back, everyone. Now that we have a great idea about the history of esports, how to prep for esports, and how to practice and apply what you've learned for esports, take a look back at your homework assignment. You all were asked to set one goal of how you would like to improve in your favorite video game. The beauty of esports is that the video game publishers create a level playing ground for all players. But it takes practice and hard work to get better at your game, as well as really good strategy to get the competitive edge over your opponents. The last lesson we're going to touch on are the top 10 ways that professional players strategized that worked for them. Before we hop on that video, go back to your notes and write down a couple of your favorite YouTubers, content creators, or streamers, or videos that show strategy on how you can improve on your favorite video game. Because in the next video, we're going to show you the top 10 ways of how that works for some of the greatest players in the nation. So stay tuned. The last video we're going to cover is going to be top 10 ways that esports players use strats that actually worked.
Guys, when it comes to high-level esports play, strats win games. I mean, going over hours of tape, perfecting the current meta, running your plays again and again in practice, it's all a recipe for competitive success. But sometimes, you gotta throw all that out the window and do something truly crazy. Because after all, before a play is considered innovative, it's usually considered insane. That's why we thought we'd bring you the top 10 most insane esports strats that actually worked. Starting us off at the number 10 spot is a Cavera pick from Rainbow Six Siege's greatest team.
You thought this was a show match? Nah, this is for all the marbles.
Now, Cavera is, let's say, far from the best operator in the game. Sure, she's annoying in your ranked games, but in Pro League, well, she's not what we'd call a team player. But at the 6 major Paris Grand Finals, G2 Esports whipped out the Cav and showed us that even the gimmickiest of operators can shine on the big stage.
Planting in the back. In the meantime, Jonas goes in for the spray, and MVK will go down. That's Goga being lost by Young, holding the angle. Extra gas canister shot in the back. As Jonas again, the second kill. One more up top. He finds him. Bengu gets the kill on Necroc. Interrogation! What going happening? Cough him up, Jonas. There you go. All are spotted at BC. And Claymore kill on Fabian. We've seen it all. And it's literally round at number 2 in the grand final. Young in, the Fuser spotted, and will get taken down. G2, what a beautiful retake.
Coming in at the number 9 spot is an insane pick that redefined League of Legends.
That's
the pushing lanes. They actually have done
an insta-locked misfortune.
Something really weird. I don't care about my last point.
This is an insta-locked misfortune.
Support MF.
During the semifinals of Worlds 2016, SKT had the ROX Tigers firmly on the ropes. SKT had taken the lead, and ROX's hopes were looking a little dim. They needed something crazy to beat Faker, but no one was expecting just how crazy they were willing to get.
They can play safe and play aggressive. Ash arrow.
Arrows land on the Wolf, and it's just going to be too much damage too fast. Teleports be damned. Who cares? A 2-on-2 kill for the Rock's bottom
How do
lane.
you beat Zyra poke? You outrange it.
Up until the very moment Rox locked her in at support, Miss Fortune was exclusively played as an AD carry. It looked like a troll pick, but Prey and Gorilla proved that with the best bot lane in the world, anything is possible.
Also worth noting is sort of par for the course. Yeah, Wolf getting caught at level 4. Here's a jump in. A few more attacks will do it, and that's first blood. With the flash kick on the bang. That was beautiful, and they make it a double kill for Prey.
Taking the number 8 spot on our list is League of Legends' ultimate flex pick.
Oh, baby, it's locked in. That is Pyke. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is locked in on the same roster as Tom Kinch. And no, ladies and gentlemen, it was not with no time left, so we're going to see Champion Select remade. So that's a Pyke.
In 2019, G2 were on a roll, and even facing down SKT and Faker, G2 were still willing to bust out the troll picks.
G2 looking to find even more now as Wonder closes in. Over the wall he goes, looking to maybe grab himself a bone skewer. 9. That's some damage on the enemy jungler. Make it 2. A double kill for the top laner. And ladies and gentlemen, the man is right back in this game. Confident target number 3. Can they get him? Chains are down. He's yoinked around. And there comes your ulti.
Now, Pyke is not a top laner, but in the hands of the most creative team on the planet, he could be literally anything they wanted him to be.
And G2 are on to the Nexus turrets. Those are down. Faker makes his stand, but he'll be buried beneath the X. G2 will repeat the success of the first round robin and take down SKT.
Coming in at the number 7 spot is Aoi and Dota 2's trolliest pick.
You could be ganked a lot, so...
Oh, there we go. Welcome to the main event for the hero that everyone loves to hate and hates to love.
When techies first came out, players weren't sure just how strong they might be, but Aoi knew that there was a dark potential waiting to be unleashed.
When that hero's in the game, only he's having fun. That's how I feel about it.
And did you have fun playing him?
Of course, he's super fun.
In theories, techies should suck. I mean, all they do is put bombs around the map and wait for enemies to step on them. But at TI5, Aoi showed just how deadly that skill can be.
This time C-Deck is saying you're going to play around us. We're going to make the moves. We're going to force you to play. Alright, Dota just bugged out and the Undying died. Somebody's got to get on that and fix it. Yeah.
We're being laid down. He spots out AUI. They start going for it. Body blocking close enough. Samael's going to be able to get the change. Do they have the damage already? It looks like it. CPY will be taken out. First blood goes to Samael.
Before a play is considered an innovative new strat, it's often considered insane, the kind of thing no one can pull off. Well, taking our number 6 spot is a play so innovative, it still looks insane. It's the Roshan bait. Back in 2012, No Tidehunter had a bit of a reputation for going for early Roshan plays. And playing against evil geniuses at DreamHack Winter, they figured they could use that reputation to their advantage.
The bait is lane. There's a small blood patch where Admiral Bulldog used to be. And it is actually a trap because they came to check for it. Now the stun, it goes out on Melt. They're going to bring it down. Oh my James! Now on the beaters, the Swedes, they pull something out of the bag. And Beater's going to go down as well. Oh no, Tidehunter! What a start! What a strategy coming out from Eternal Envy.
By making it look like they were going for an early Roshan, they tricked EG into running headfirst into their trap. They weren't hunting Roshan at all. They were hunting EG. Coming in at number 5 is one of Melee's weirdest counter picks. Jigglypuff is the terror of pro melee. She slows games to a crawl with her hit-and-run playstyle, combined with her ability to kill at lower percent. For years, people thought that Fox was the only character good enough to keep up with her, but at Pound 5, Smash God Armada pulled out a counterpick from the very bottom of the tier list.
I'm still going Young Link versus Hungrybox. Alright, first and foremost, I gotta say, oh my goodness. Wow. Beautiful. You can't beat Young Link in the air. You're not beating him in the air. His down air is up air is too good. The bombs combo is very hard to beat him in the air. You can wrap this up with Young Link if you PlayStation. Yep. Wow. Wow. Did you see the fake there? Took away another option.
Really smart.
Young Link has never been considered a good character, and yet somehow Armada made it work, beating Hungrybox.
See? Hungrybox played him towards center stage. He doing. Wow. I must say, Armada has my stamp of approval with going Young Link.
Alright guys, you knew this was coming. It had to be on this list. Taking the number 4 spot is the infamous Olaf Boost. Most famous, probably at this point, for appearing in 400 The Score Esports Top 10 lists, the Olaf Boost comes from the quarterfinals of DreamHack Winter 2014, where Fnatic were getting absolutely thrashed by LDLC. But after the first half, Fnatic turned the tides by pulling out a truly wild play out of nowhere.
Pretty standard gamer though. Do they have a weird boost going on currently? Yes.
Look at this boost.
Oh my god,
this is beautiful.
He can look over to the restrooms as well.
Fnatic busted out a secret spot on overpass to boost, allowing Olaf to snipe at LDLC without fear of reprisal.
Olaf Meister is still waiting. The patience game coming out. He can spot them coming out of Squeak door as well. He's here. He sees them down there. Straight headshot. They have no idea. Smith's looking confused and dazed, and there's going to be a follow-up headshot. Olaf Meister. You've got to be kidding me. He takes down Hiroshima as well. Oh, it finally works. And now Fnatic, if this is the comeback moment for them.
Unfortunately, the Olaf Boost was too controversial to last. Fnatic decided to forfeit the match after they were forced to replay it, and Valve patched it out of the game. But it lives on forever in our hearts and on our top 10 lists. Coming into the number 3 spot on our list is a play so crazy, it never actually existed. It's Huck's Hallucinations from MLG Dallas 2011.
Oh man, you know what? StarCraft is not only a very intensive mental game, but it can be psychological as well.
Back in the glory days of StarCraft 2, Huck and Idra were known for their fierce rivalry and love for trash talk. And at MLG Dallas, their rivalry came to its boiling point. Idra was up one game and looking to close out the second when Huck suddenly struck back with an army of Void Rays out of nowhere. Here's the thing though, the Void Rays weren't real. They were hallucinations.
And oh my gosh, Void Rays now out on the field, and it looks like there's some Zerglings doing a counterattack in the main. The Void Rays, all hallucinations, doing absolutely no damage whatsoever. There's the blink up onto the high ground, just trying to distract Idra. Those hallucinated Void Rays almost fully charged, Wheat. And Idra left the game.
Oh.
Now, Wheat, when I first played Brood War, someone said, wouldn't it be funny if you hallucinated a bunch of carriers and your opponent just left? That is what we just saw here at MLG.
Not even Huck expected this one to work. Challenging Faker is rarely a good idea, but EDG pulled it off in incredible fashion, and their masterful bait is taking the runner-up spot on our list. At MSI 2015, Faker was looking absolutely unstoppable, so EDG decided to serve him a nice slice of humble pie.
Faker has never lost with LeBlanc on the competitive stage. 12-0.
See, every team at the tournament was banning LeBlanc, Faker's signature champion, but EDG were just insane enough to leave it up, and even taunted him into picking it. And once he locked her in, EDG drafted a comp designed to clap Faker. And guess what? They did.
Elixir of Sorcery on him as well to get out a bit of extra damage. Goro finds him with the Twisted Advance as he pulls back the Distortion, and he can't get out alive. Marin's forced to turn as soon as he gnars out. Unfortunate for SKT. This is another very dangerous Baron. EDG needs it to win. Here comes SK Telecom. Bengi not there for the 50-50. Baron going very low at 1,500. It is going to go over to clear. Down goes Faker. They take down Faker immediately. SK Telecom T1 are wiped. The Nexus turrets are going down. LPL's Edward Gaming are the 2015 mid-season invitational champions.
Taking the top spot on our list is the God of Dota carrying with the most unlikely hero in the game.
He's just kind of used to, I'm pretty sure, just beating TA in the team.
Yeah. And as we see
The first phase bans. What's the new change? Elder Titan gets banned out, and guess what slips through? It's the IO. OG immediately snap it up.
Ana appears once a year at TI to show the world why he's considered the god of Dota, and in his hands, even a support hero like Wisp can carry games.
This is just fountain bombing! You got it! This is soul breaking! JJ!
Okay. Wisp is at its best when your team is working together with you supporting them. Instead, at TI9, Ana had the rest of the team working to enable him, and he pulled off truly dazzling plays.
They're just giving, look at this, they're diving Fountain in TI Finals. They want Kuroki in the Fountain as well. They're gonna get him, they're chasing Miracle as well. Oh my god, I can't believe this. I can't believe what we're seeing in this game 4.
Every single team underestimated just how devastating the carry Wisp could be, and Ana ran circles around them all, helping OG win their second straight TI title.
OG, you thought you saw it all again, so you thought you saw it all again. There it is, gold! OG are your two-time TI champions, then done it, Fog!
Shouldn't give them IO. I mean, at this point, it's kind of weird. Oh, they were too good, man. Yeah, they were too good. It's okay, boys.
Alright guys, that about does it for the top 10 insane esports strats that actually worked. And this is the point in the video where I tell you to go on over to twitch.tv/thescoreesports, give us a follow, turn notifications on, because we are going live on the regular with exclusive content to Twitch. Content you won't find anywhere else. So